Wonderful stuff. Everybody's enjoyed the evening so much, so far, but here we go. Our biggest event yet on Setanta Sports. It has been a momentous year for us. We thank you for your support. If you're a new subscriber, we hope to have the pleasure of your company from here on. The Barclays Premier League, the Clydesdale Bank Premier League, the US PGA Tour on Setanta Golf, and so much more. And now, the main event of this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment the world has been waiting for is upon us. Coming to the ring, world champion, Mikkel Kessler!
There are many Dutch fans here in the Millennium Stadium. This, the biggest fight of Mikkel Kessler's life. He said that this is a dream come true to be here. He said that this is his moment, and a moment that he intends to capitalise upon. At 28, he says he's in his prime, and that this is his moment. Age, he says, will be decisive. That 7-year gap between himself and the 35-year-old Joe Calzaghe, and like Calzaghe, undefeated. He's looked relaxed and confident for the most part this week. I thought he looked a little bit jittery at the press conference, and maybe just a little at the weigh-in. But who can blame him, because he knows maybe that this is his career on the line. He says that this is his big opportunity, and he doesn't expect to get another one, and that's why he's going to take his chance while it's there. The crowd all on their feet around this vast auditorium, trying to get a look at the Danish champion, who moves towards ringside, right by our side, a few feet away from where we're commentating. And there he is, Mikkel Kessler, stepping up into the ring. He's been a professional since 1998, now here in 2007. This is his biggest moment.
And now making his entrance to the ring, world champion, Joe Calzaghe!
The roar of the crowd tells its own story. This Welsh national hero, and one of the greatest boxers that Britain has ever produced, now makes his way to the ring in his 44th professional fight. There's his son, his 21st defence of the WBO title that he won against Chris Eubank back in 1997. I commentated on that one at the time. I don't think anybody could have thought that he would still be the #1 in the world 10 years later. But tonight he faces one of the sternest tests. He says he needs the fear factor to get himself up to the very highest level, and the smile on his face tells its own story also. He said if you cannot appreciate performing on this sort of stage, then you really shouldn't be in the sport, because this is everything that he ever dreamed of. This is his stage, his moment, but can he now deliver the performance to go alongside that occasion? Calzaghe at 35 has got to be right at his very best, following his father Enzo into the ring. This is the partnership which has endured for so long. He's milking the applause of the crowd, trying to whip them up into a level of frenzy and support which will surely be an intimidatory factor for Mikkel Kessler. Well, they will not be underselling this one, you can guarantee it. The WBO belt being carried in right now by Enzo Macronelli. Let's go back to the man who really has the perfect way of introducing these big fights, Michael Buffer.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, 2 national anthems. First, please remain silent for the national anthem of Denmark. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-award winning bridge and male voice choir to sing the national anthem of Wales. Ladies and gentlemen, from Millennium Stadium, Cardiff, Wales, Mr. Frank Warren for Sports Network is proud to present the main event of the evening, brought to you in association with FrankWarren.tv and International Entertainment, along with Satana Sports and HBO, sponsored by Nemiroff and The Sun. This is the contest we've all been waiting for. Undefeated champion versus undefeated champion. 12 3-minute rounds for the universally recognized undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Lord Brooks and John Reese QC, stewards in charge. The World Boxing Organization, supervisor, Mr. John Duggan of the United States. The World Boxing Association, supervisor, Senor Renzo Bagnarial. The World Boxing Council, supervisor, Monsieur Balvin Luis of Belgium. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this contest will be from Italy. Signore Massimo Baraveggio. From the United States, Mr. Raul Caiz. From the United States, John Stewart. Inside the ring, referee in charge of the action, also from the United States, Mr. Michael Ortega. And now, for the tens of thousands in attendance in person and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, wearing red with white, official weight 168 pounds. He made his professional debut in 1998 and captured the WBA World Championship in 2004. He added the WBC title in 2006. His record is a perfect one, consisting of 39 bouts, 39 victories, including 29 knockouts. From Copenhagen, Denmark, the reigning, defending WBA, WBC Super Middleweight World Champion, the Viking Warrior, Mikkel Kessler! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with white, official weight 166 pounds, 7 ounces. He currently is the longest running champion in the world. and one of only 6 men in boxing history with 20 successful world title defenses. In 43 bouts, he has 43 victories, including 32 knockouts. Presenting the fighting pride of Newbridge, Wales, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Joe Calzaghe.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up and come out fighting at the belt.
It was here in the old Cardiff Arms Park that Joe Calzaghe's career began back in 1993 against one Paul Hanlon. Now here in 1997, he has what may be one of the toughest nights of his career. The action underway, it's a 12-rounder. Calzaghe says that the key is controlling centre ring, and straight away that is exactly where he is. Kessler says he has no fear that this is his moment and he's going to seize it. Well, this first round is going to be fascinating. Kessler with a slight height and reach advantage, as you can see, stands around 6'1". Calzaghe almost exactly on the 6 foot mark. Joe Calzaghe, who's looked so confident, beating Jeff Lacey back in March last year, has taken that confidence, that self-belief onto another level. But now he has to be, and he knows it, he has to be right at its best. Will it be technical? Will it be a brawl? There's the first solid right hand from Mikkel Kessler.
Yeah, Calzaghe started well here, John. He's up on his toes, looking to work the jab, working to the body as well. But Kessler just threw that right hand for the first time. And but I like the look of Joe early on. He looks confident, and he's taking the fight to Kessler.
Well, it's just having a look. They're just feeling each other out here in the early stages. No real punches of any note thrown as yet. Calzaghe just waiting for Kessler to commit himself. Throws a little sneak left hand into the body and then going looking for the head. But Kessler, we know, has a really tight guard. He's a classical sort of European style fighter, stands very upright but keeps a tight defence, and everything flows off that left hand lead. Good quick right hand there, trying to punish Calzaghe as he comes in close, aiming towards the body.
What he's not doing, John, what he's not doing what Jeff Lacey did, actually coming forward. Kessler's hanging back a little bit, and he's making Calzaghe lead.
It's a close bet, this one, with the bookmakers. As Kessler almost stumbles over his own feet there as he got into reverse mode. Calzaghe has been the betting favourite, but the odds have narrowed as the fight has neared. That's a decent left hand from Calzaghe.
Yeah, nice shot to the body there from Calzaghe. Straight left hand, actually working with the jab to the head and then switch the attack downstairs. That was a good shot.
And there's the left hand from Calzaghe, trying to wing the shot around that straight left hand lead of Kessler, who started well. Kessler's got a nice economical style, but there's the jab of Calzaghe going through the high held guard of Kessler. Calzaghe showing good hand speed. It's an intriguing opening round. Not a lot between them. 12 rounds and a fascinating opening period. Cardiff. A close opening round. Difficult to separate them. Richie Woodall's given it to Joe Calzaghe, but it was a quiet one. They were just taking a look at each other. Kessler, classical left-hand lead. He's got a really good jab. And Enzo Calzaghe, between rounds, was saying, work your jab. Oh, that's good. Showed him the right hand and then looped the left around the guard. But there's evidence of that left jab of Kessler. And the right cross. Good work from the Dane. Plenty of support for Kessler. They say that as many as 5,000 may have made their way over here. And our hotel certainly had very much a Danish feel.
You can actually walk into the stadium, John. There was a lot of Danes in the pubs and clubs with the flags. This is a better start from Kessler in this round. He's got through some nice jabs, but also he's looking to land that right hand.
Calzaghe being told off by the referee Mark Ortega about pulling his man on, about dragging on to the back of the head. Kessler showing good organised defence, good hand speed and a classy jab.
John, he knows that if he leads and falls short, then he walks into that trap that Calzaghe as a counter-puncher sets. Remember, a counter-puncher, he doesn't want it. He wants you to lead so you fall short and then he counters you. So that's why Kessler's being very, very cautious here.
Enzo Calzaghe, Joe Calzaghe's trainer, believed that it was distinctly possible, although he wasn't saying so much in public, that his man could finish Kessler in as few as 6 rounds, which is big talk. Kessler's never been down, either as an amateur or as a pro, and that's a decent right hand from Kessler, and a good left jab, and now Kessler's starting to come in, and he's looking for Calzaghe. Good right hand, good work from Kessler. The crowd trying to get behind Calzaghe, and Kessler is fighting to a plan, and he's showing good skills.
Yeah, Joe just got a little bit cocky there, didn't he? He dropped his hands, made fatal mistake there, got caught with a good jab, and a good straight right hand from Kessler. Better work from the Dane.
Well, if the first round was close, and maybe possibly just in Calzaghe's favour, I think that Kessler has certainly bossed this second round, unless Calzaghe can have a big last 30 seconds and maybe catch the judge's eyes.
That's better from Calzaghe, in and out. Hit his opponent, made his opponent miss, then he was back at him again. That was better boxing.
Technical fight so far, this one, not a brawl. Calzaghe sometimes likes to go to toe-to-toe war, but it's not been that way so far.
Setanta Sports brings you the first one-day international as Pakistan tour India. Catch all the action as
Joe Calzaghe choosing to stand between rounds. Never seen him do that before. Maybe a bit of a psychological ploy. All square on our cards. Calzaghe lands first with the right-hand jab and then the left cross following up. It's technical, it's boxing. It's down to boxing skill at this stage. Oh, he's gone down! Left hand, no knockdown, says the referee. He says he slipped. The crowd were instantly up on their feet. And Mike Ortega says no knockdown.
Well, John, I think there was a body shot in there, and he caught off balance, Mikkel Kessler.
Well, controversy here in round 3 as Kessler touched down. Kessler looking to impose himself, but look at Calzaghe going looking for it. He bossed the centering. That's a good left hand from Calzaghe, and now he's starting to line we saw against Lacey. He needs to be at that sort of level if he's going to win this fight, but Kessler still looks organised. He's not been panicked into going toe-to-toe. And a decent right hand there from Kessler, and a body shot.
Good rally there from Calzaghe, taking the fight to Kessler. You know, it's a close one, John, but the man going forward, throwing more punches, it's got to be Calzaghe.
That's the little trademark of Calzaghe. 1, 2, 3, 4, little pit-pat punches, and then you get the big one on the end of it. Flurries of punches, followed by what Kessler describes as a slap. Look at that. Almost gave him a little bolo punch, showed him the left hand, and then speared him with the right hand lead. Classic Calzaghe.
This is what I was saying about Calzaghe, John. He can adapt and he can change his style. The first couple of rounds, he was standing too far away, but now he's actually taking the fight to Kessler. We're closing that gap down, boxing more short to mid-range. That's Calzaghe's territory.
Remember, 3 belts on the line tonight. Calzaghe for the 21st time defending that WBO belt, and he said that what's motivated him is the 2 shiny little belts from the WBA and the WBC that Kessler also brings to this epic fight tonight. Good left hand from Calzaghe, who's visibly growing in confidence. Another solid left hand and another. Look at this. Calzaghe is starting to turn on the class here in the 3rd round. Superior hand speed, and the Dane forced to give ground again. This is what has enthralled the American audience about Joe Calzaghe, but he cannot afford to get complacent. No, more showboating, as he even put in a little alley shuffle there.
Yeah, I'd just like to see him with his hands slightly higher, John. This is better from Calzaghe now. This is Calzaghe's round, no doubt.
Really good round, this one, for Joe Calzaghe. Kessler trying to finish as the aggressor with a solid right hand, but all the meaningful work there came from Calzaghe, and this time, after twice standing between rounds, he sits happily down on his stool, and it'll be fascinating to hear what they're saying in that corner.
That's the basic of boxing. That's the basic of boxing. That's the way you go. Where's the punch? Fucking what? They don't watch back on it. Where's the punch?
They're happy. That's the way, is what I can just about edit out of that one.
Yeah, he was saying that's the way, that's the pace you've got to box at, Joe, and he's right, his father Enzo. He's got to take the fight to Kessler, he's got to shorten the range down, work in bursts, and it certainly played dividends. Look, there was a little punch there, but he was off balance, it was a slip.
Yeah, his feet went from under him. I think the referee was spot on there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's no knockdown.
Yeah, that isn't a knockdown, no. Well, good round from Calzaghe there, John. Up the work rate.
Seconds out, round 4.
It's starting to warm up towards the epic that we suspected it might be, and after 3 rounds, we've now got Calzaghe ahead. Good jab from Kessler, solid one. Caught Calzaghe pretty flush.
Yeah, he also got caught with a straight left from Calzaghe. He didn't get that punch back to the guard position, and Calzaghe capitalised with a straight left hand.
Somebody asked me this week about what sort of strategy Calzaghe would employ. Well, that's a difficult one. I asked Joe that, and he said, well, to be honest, I sometimes don't know myself until I get in there. He's such an instinctive sort of fighter, and Kessler now is controlling centre ring. Early stages of the 4th, Kessler may be just getting the better of it, but here comes Calzaghe. There goes those. Oh, it's been caught! Caught by a right hand from Kessler. Good shot from the Dane. Calzaghe came in trying to throw those trademark flurries of punches, and he was caught with a really solid right hand.
Yeah, good shot from Kessler, that was. Calzaghe's feet come square, John.
And the uppercut! Right uppercut as well. He's taken 2 really big solid shots from the Dane, and these are dangerous moments for Calzaghe in the 4th round. He's going to have to dig deep. He's got to go into the trenches. The crowd hushed now, relatively, from where they were before, and the chants go up from the Danish supporters. He's now got to dig deep. We've got to see now vintage Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, Calzaghe
again from Kessler. Sorry, Richie.
He's getting caught with a couple of good right hands here, Calzaghe. Good work from Kessler. keeping that high guard and waiting for Joe to come in and then landing that right hand. He's done it 3 or 4 times now, John, in this round.
It's a good round for Kessler, this one, and it shows that Calzaghe, for all his hand speed, can be tagged. Kessler said he'd spotted errors in Calzaghe and that at 35 he's making more mistakes. Great uppercut from Kessler. Calzaghe takes it though. Terrific shot from the Dane. It is starting to boil up to be something very special, but this is a big round for Kessler, and Calzaghe's got 30 seconds still to get through here in the 4th. Anxious times for the great Welsh hero. Almost caught him again with the uppercut, but that's a decent right hand from Calzaghe, who's trying to employ a tighter defence now, a higher held guard. There's no showboating at this stage. Well, I wouldn't like to have my money one way or the other here at the moment. This is a good round for Mikkel Kessler. That must surely have squared it up. The Dane landed some big right hands, Richie.
Yeah, some good stuff there from Kessler. He was actually waiting for Calzaghe to come in. Calzaghe made mistakes there of just walking in and the feet came square. His target became too open and took some big right hands on the inside. Look at that for the right uppercut from Kessler. Timed the shot perfectly well, right through the middle. That hurt Calzaghe.
He can hit.
Yeah, he can hit. There it is again. That's a cracking shot. But, you know, John Calzaghe, great champion, and he's got a great chin.
Well, Joe Calzaghe always says a true champion finds a way. There's the WBC belts, the photographs or the images there of Muhammad Ali on the left, Joe Louis on the right, 2 of the greatest heavyweight champions, if not the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. Now into the 5th round. We've got it dead level, but Kessler's had a big 4th. In case you need any sort of identification help, let's say Kessler has got the odd tattoo, big ones.
John, what Calzaghe's got to do here now, he's got to get back to his boxing ability, this in and out style that he's got. He had some success taking the fight to Kessler, but he's starting to get caught with right hands. Now he's got to change again and adapt to the situation, in and out stuff.
Kessler is fancying this one big time. That 4th has given him a real sense of self-confidence, and Calzaghe now knows that he can be caught and that he can be hurt. He knows all about the power of that right hand of Mikkel Kessler. But Kessler's not found it so far here in the 5th. Little pitter-pat punches from Calzaghe. 2 jabs though, followed by the left.
That's what he's got to do, John, in and out. Make Kessler lead. When Kessler leads, he falls short.
Oh, just right hand from Kessler. Really good uppercut. That's a danger shot. Oh, and he went for the payoff punch on the back there.
I think he's there, though, John. Joe actually put his head forward, didn't he? Just inviting Kessler to throw the shot, and he did, and it landed.
Kessler is certainly fancying this one now, and you can understand why. Calzaghe has not really thrown a solid shot, which has put him onto the back foot for some 2 rounds or so.